Somebody in Laura's
Put up a post showing the girl I went against submission on me, saying I think they had a match together in we had a match together, and I think that she beat the girl I went against, but she was like, she's on an amazing tear against with a 30-second submission and fight to win, and had a picture of her with my foot.
But it wasn't your face.
No face, just foot.
Yeah. All right, man. Welcome back to Two Jack Bros. Ansley just had a fight. We're coming in hot. Mm-hmm. We're definitely coming in hot. Ansley had a fight this weekend, a pretty big fight. It didn't go her according to plan, right?
No.
No, right? It was resulted in a loss.
Yeah.
We can handle that. We're champions. We know how to handle that and
Yeah.
move on. We did a whole interview about it. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that be the Patreon.
Oh, okay.
That interview. And if you want to hear about that, man, join our Patreon. That's a good reason to join our Patreon. We did a full, in-depth interview about the whole entire process leading up to what it's like to have like a big fight on a big stage and then have it not go your way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a worthwhile reason to go to our Patreon.
Sure.
Boom.
Yeah.
We're doing our due diligence. Man, I'm excited for that. That just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But Ansley I didn't even get to see it because she wouldn't share it with me. But Ansley just stumbled upon what she's calling a meme about what just happened. And it was really something congratulating the girl for her win.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
and like some other, and then it was like her reposting it, saying, "Thank you so much to that girl. This means the world to me."
Yeah.
That you're, like
that you're saying this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was she got you in a footlock, so the meme had a picture. It was like your foot,
only my foot,
no face, just foot,
just legs
Man.
down.
That's like that is like some guy out there is jerking off to that.
Yeah.
That is like aggressive foot fetish.
Yeah, man.
That's ultimate surrender foot fetish.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like like when you have all the basketball players who have their highlight photos of like them dunking on other people. I feel like I'm that dude that got dunked on.
Yeah, you got dunked on.
Like, look, I'm on a highlight photo, like highlight poster.
Yeah.
Getting
Man.
dunked on.
That's it happens.
Yeah.
Some people get dunked on.
People get dunked on.
And those same people dunk on people.
They do.
Your posters are coming.
Yeah.
It's we should also track and see if that photo is picking up steam, that foot fetish, that ultimate surrender. Like, should you be getting compensated for that if there's some money being made?
Maybe.
She might, if she, God forbid, I'm not saying anything about this competitor. She was a very good competitor, a savage, if you will. But it would be funny if she had an OnlyFans account and that was like the title picture. I don't know how OnlyFans accounts work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious. Can I get some of that?
Yeah.
Can we talk? Can we talk money here?
My foot's probably dirty. Like, I didn't even look at it closely. It's probably like dirty bottom of the foot.
Oh, you got a dirty white foot?
Probably. I mean, come on.
Goodness
You know me.
gracious. I do know you. I do know you. Now the world knows you too. You got memed. Your dirty white foot got memed. You're a dirty white foot lady. That'd be crazy if that became your fight nickname for the rest of your career.
Dirty white foot lady.
Ansley, dirty white foot lady Cox. And then like your fans are like putting up their feet.
Yeah.
Like, ah! Oh man, coming in hot. What is up? Man, I do want to talk about this because we were saying on what is now the Patreon episode, your interview, Tard Jump.
A tard jump.
The Ansley Cox story.
Yes.
That's what I'm calling it. But so we briefly before we got into all that, we were talking about how we're just patriots. We're going to support whoever's the president.
Yeah.
We're going to support
We support America.
which is awesome. That it is. I will say this again, just like being able to be like a super loyal homer and a front runner is something that only Americans can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun, right? But when you were talking about the Olympics, like we need an Olympics to bring us together, and we're really missing an Olympics right now. And you were saying how we don't treat our Olympians really great. We make them work at Home Depot and then train full time.
Yeah.
Right? So what we should do is we should just start an Olympics, right? And this is what
Okay.
we'll do. We'll go to Home Depot and we'll get illegal Mexicans to do our events.
Okay.
We'll like bring people together and be like, like listen, immigrants are people too. You know, look how
Yeah.
passionate they're competing. You know, and I just think that would be so fun.
Can we like do it in a Home Depot and make up the events based off of what we can do in the Home Depot? Like who can climb the racks fastest, who can run around the aisles, who can ignore the customers the hardest.
Well, that wasn't my plan, but it works with the budget.
Okay.
That's the 2020 Olympic budget isn't big.
Yeah.
It isn't big.
There's a lot of stuff to pick up and move around there.
So
You
we
could do a lot
basically
of-
gotta pay a bunch of illegal Mexicans to wall out in Home Depot.
and America's gonna rally behind this
Yes.
and support them. If we could find a gay Mexican that's really strong, we would that would be
Man,
tip top.
a strong gay Mexican,
Yeah.
we might just be able to run that Mexican for president. We need to revote. We need to do a revote. We didn't have this. We got a strong gay Mexican. We didn't have that before.
No,
We didn't
come
have
on
that
now.
before. That'd be crazy. What event do you think the strong gay Mexican would do other than javelin? What is a good event for a strong gay
Definitely
Mexican?
steeplechase.
Steeplechase? Is that because of all the landscaping?
Yeah.
There's a lot, that's what a lot of those illegal immigrant Mexicans at Home Depot do. They're doing landscaping work. You know, they're not like being brought home to tutor kids in calculus.
No.
Right? It's mostly landscaping. I think steeplechase. I think it's because they got the potted plants. You know,
Yeah.
because you could also add the category where they gotta kind of like decorate the landscaping properly.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. We gotta make the course nice.
I mean, like, I if they're gonna be gay, like, let them use it somehow, right? Is that what are the gay superpowers?
I don't. I think they're like all offensive now, aren't they? You can't.
That man,
Right?
that-
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable giving the gay superpowers out anymore.
goodness gracious, go back to episode number. No, I'm just kidding.
But like, I think one gay
yeah.
superpower that we can all still agree on is the
Yeah.
one like I showed you it today. Somebody posted it was the guy walking down the road like celebrating the
Yeah.
election. Like that walk is still gay superpower like agreed upon, right? Like we're not offending anybody.
What how is it? I mean, it did evoke a lot of cheers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, it did have some bring people together power.
Yeah.
Right? But they might have all been kind of like-minded people.
You don't think that would bring anybody over from the dark side? I don't know. Let's send him to a Trump rally and see what happens.
Yeah, like a gay stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. I don't know if that is strong. I don't know if that prance is strong enough to bring people from the
But
dark
their
side.
decorating skills, you think, are strong enough?
I think everybody can appreciate solid landscaping.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Right?
Everybody, yeah.
Gay, straight, everybody,
Redneck,
all across
like
the board.
yeah, suburban, like rich suburban. Everybody loves a good landscape.
Good solid landscaping.
Yeah,
Wow, it can really pull a neighborhood together.
yeah,
You know, and a lot and you can't not notice it. That's why people like golf courses. Golf is one of the most boring sports that exists, but people are just enamored at how even that grass is cut.
yeah,
It's like, wow,
yeah.
look at that landscaping. I think there is something in us that like we're like evolutionary conditioned for like rolling grassy hills. Like,
Yeah.
we love that as humans. you
Yeah.
know?
I
So,
think it also shows our dominance over nature. Not one weed grew up in there. You know,
yeah.
we controlled you, nature.
Yeah, man, I have some. So I was like, I was doing my thing, pontificating as I do, right?
Yeah, yes, you did.
And I was thinking about how women, this is like connecting with friends,
Okay.
right? So women connect on the idea of knowing each other's thoughts, right? And men connect on the idea of thinking the same thing. Did that make any sense to you right off the bat? Okay, so here's what I mean by that. So like women are nonverbal and communicate with emotions and stuff, and I feel like when women have synergy with friends where they realize that they're having the same thought at the same time, I think it tends to be that they feel like now they know what their friend is thinking. They know how their friend thinks,
Yeah.
right? And with guys, it's like, oh, we think the same way,
Yeah.
right? It's not like I know what you're thinking. It's like,
Ah.
oh, you think like me,
Yeah.
right? Not it's not gonna always be 100%, but like in some regards, like that is a regard in which you think like me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. Just no big deal. I'm just like always at all times trying to figure out ways to bridge the communication gap between all of those for which a gap of communication has been bridged. Hadn't been bridged. Man, I almost crushed that.
Yeah, you almost
I
did.
almost crushed
You
that with
did.
some sick communication, man.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know that. But man, I wish I would have. There was something funny I was thinking of that led me to that. Maybe I'll get to it. But so after that, somehow that led me down a path of thinking. But the one thing where is an unspoken thing about relationships, like good long lasting relationships, is that it's a safe place for mutual sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're a big fan of this.
Well, I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing.
Because you think women need to be sexually harassed. You think that as a woman, like we don't want the random man on the street to notice our ass, but we want our man at home to be like, that's a good ass, and let us know that they see that ass.
I think you also want the random man on the street to notice your ass too. I think women have a natural. Maybe. I mean, I think if it was done in a healthy way, maybe they wouldn't want that and they'd want the other. But it's not like I don't know. So maybe. So I'm a little tongue tied right now because
You're thinking about that ass.
I'm thinking, yeah. I'm just like, every time you even bring up ass, I'm just like, I have to look at it. I'm just looking at the word ass pass through the room. Just like, hold on, let me watch that ass. No, because I guess there are some women that are like that would want to wear spandex and be out there and be like, ew, don't look at me. But I mean, that's their outward action. There's no way to know how true to what they're thinking.
Well, I think as people, like we've talked about this before, everybody wants to, like, when you're feeling fit and feeling good, you want to go out and show off. Like, you want to feel the wind on your skin.
On your butt?
Wanna,
You want to feel the wind on your butt?
Yeah. You want to,
Yeah. It's, man, now I'm stuck thinking about what I was trying to think about, how men and women perceive friendship.
Oh.
Yeah. I forget what it was. It was cracking me up. And I only wrote down, like the stuff that made me sound smart about it.
You and your hot pants.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but again, back to the mutual sexual harassment thing, that's one of those things where, so when you see, like, when people end their relationship badly and then they start, like, reporting all this shit about each other, making each other look terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, if you like turn your head slightly to the left when you're listening to that stuff, you're like, that sounds kind of like a fun relationship. Sounds like they were having a good time.
You also, like, if you, like, yeah, because, like, I mean, if you get, like, where the fine line between, like, you've got to flirt with your significant other, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you make sure you still have a healthy relationship, right? And, like, if you've been with a person long enough, like, you're flirting, you might want to cross a few boundaries. You might want to, like, amp it up a little bit. You might want to, like, test boundaries, so, like.
And what safer space is there to flip a nutsack or or just like, or grab her by the foot?
Yeah.
There are safe spaces for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Do it with your loved one at home.
With your loved one at home. Man, so again though, crazy world we're in right now.
Yes, for sure.
This, like, waiting period where some people are trying to act like it's not a waiting period,
Yeah.
where it's like it's not over yet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the.
It was funny. When I was looking, like I was learning a little bit more about Kamala,
Yeah.
and one of the things about her was one of her elections that she won. Like they declared the other guy the winner that night, and then 3 weeks later they had to recount, and she won by point. Was either 0.8 or 0.08%.
Yeah.
So like she's been here before.
Yeah, and now
like,
she's like, no recount.
Yeah, yeah.
No, recounts are baseless.
Yeah.
She's like, it's funny to me because it kind of reminds me of the Black Panther movie when Warmonger, when he got the Black Panther in him,
Yeah.
and then he was like, all right, destroy that shit.
Yeah.
Just like, no more Black Panthers.
Yeah.
That's basically. Kamala Harris is the Black Panther. She's Warmonger. She's the Warmonger Black Panther.
Wow.
Now she's trying to destroy all recounts.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. No, it's a wild, interesting world. Interesting world. That's all I have to say about
What do you
that.
have to say about that?
I mean, what am I going to get into politics now? I already said it. Whoever's the president is my president.
Yeah.
As long as if this guy really did win legally,
Yeah.
and it's a fair election, and he is the president,
Yeah.
he's the president.
Yes.
That is what it is. I can accept that. You know, I feel like more people. That's the one thing that sucks though, because I feel like a lot of the people that are conservative minded tend to be a little bit more rational, right? And it's only. I want to say maybe less radical is a better way to say it, right? So.
Well, they're conservative, yeah.
Exactly. So solutions tend to be less radical,
Yeah.
right? So if Joe Biden becomes president, I feel like conservatives will be like, okay, well, he's my president, so I don't have to like him,
Yeah.
but he is the president.
Yeah.
I don't have to support him when he comes for re-election again,
Mm-hmm.
but for right now, he is my president, right?
Yeah.
But I think on the outside, when you pull that back, I think they're going to spin that into, see, everybody hated him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like, see, he is everything that we lied about and said that he was. It was all worth it because everybody sees it now, right? And that's.
And they can't have the final word.
I mean, Trump isn't gonna let him have it. I feel like this is gonna be something he will fight with his dying breath. If there is room to still fight this, I think he will.
What
fight
else
this.
does he have left to do? He doesn't really have anything else to.
Yeah.
He's like.
I'm sure he can sit back and reap the benefits of his fame from being president somehow.
Yeah, but like totally, he totally could. But like, I feel like he's not like he doesn't want to sit back and reap benefits. You know, he's like one of those people that has to stay busy.
Yeah.
Because that's where he feels, that's where he feels alive, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't feel like, and so he's like all about like conquering the next level, doing the next thing, and like from now it's like, what's he gonna go do except fight this with his dying breath? Like he's got nothing. Like what else is he gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it also seems like this might catch him up, and he might actually become this is for America. This is for the sake of America, right? Because I think it's easy to get caught up in that when you're the president.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be mad if he does, because again, we should have free and fair elections that are not determined by the people that are able to control the most voting booths or the most voting systems or whatever. However, it may be the case that some of these votes might not be valid.
Right.
It shouldn't go to that person. Bill Gates. He shouldn't decide who gets to be the president.
No.
Like him alone. Right.
No.
So
Jeff Bezos gets a say too.
Yeah. It's just the two of them battling it out.
That's what I think is.
It's like Biden or Biden.
Yeah.
It's like Biden or definitely for sure Biden.
Yeah.
But or they're going back and forth between Biden and Kamala Harris.
Maybe. I think that's where the fight is.
I think that's where the
Jeff
fight
Bezos,
is.
you know where he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know where his bread is buttered.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Jeff Bezos, or even if who's saying it right.
I think you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that at least suggests that you read about him.
I only heard about him when he got divorced. That's the
Okay.
only reason I know his name.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What else you got? Where are we at so far? I know I got this show coming up, this comedy show outdoors. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
I'm just excited to do stand-up comedy. I don't care that it's in this environment. Just whatever type of stand-up comedy show I can do. I'm just gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Just go out there, just be me in this weird world
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go out there and see what I can get away with as a black man.
Yeah. You're gonna use a little I can't even think of what to say. Privilege.
Yeah.
I was gonna say black power, and then I was like, am I allowed to say that?
Am I allowed to say that? Who's allowed to say black power now?
I don't know.
Yeah. You go out there and use my little Black Panther power.
Yeah, there we go. It doesn't seem like you can get in trouble with Black Panther.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go out there and see what I can get away with saying. See what you know.
Cindy, don't grab any butts.
Saying, not
Okay.
doing.
Okay.
Not doing. I'm not. See, we used to be in a relation, like society used to be in a good healthy relationship. That's when there was a lot of sexual harassment.
That's when it was healthy.
Yeah, that's when it was healthy. That's when we were. That's when society was functioning at its best. Everyone was having the most amount of fun.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Don't you feel like it was a little more fun before all this Me Too movement? Like, don't you feel like the Me Too movement kind of ended fun?
I wonder what it's like for like college age people nowadays out there.
I don't know. It's probably worse. It's probably worse than it was before because I feel like they're at this hormonal peak. I feel like they're just like rubber bands being pulled back.
Yeah.
Way further.
I was
than we were.
watching this reality show that was Dating My Ex, right?
Yeah.
So they're like people that had been together and then they split up for whatever reason. Now they're coming back together to give it a second try. And the young couple that had like, they were in their 20s, and they're back together. And like the guy is a little bit dorky, but like that's kind of what she liked about him, So he's ready to make his move on her now that they're back together. And he wants to, but like he's asking her like, can I give you a kiss right now? And she's like, you are such a nerd. Like, I feel like she called him a pussy, but I don't think she used that word because it was like, but basically she was like, this is how you're approaching me.
Yeah.
And like just kept belittling him as he tried to like properly like ask for permission. Like, is it okay if I kiss you? And she's like, this is how you're going to put your moves on me.
Yeah.
And he was like, so would it be okay if I come in for a kiss? And she's like, not if you're going to do it and like until he was finally just like, he went and kissed her. But it was like a weird, like,
it wasn't charming. Like he was being serious about it because that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what it does to charisma or not, or what it, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these things are so that dorks have a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Let's take away having to read a situation, because that's one of the things that a lot of dorks complain about because they're socially awkward because they can't read a situation. Let's take out having to read a situation and make it that we are basically filling out Scantron sheets with each other, where it's like, can I move towards you? 1 through 5. Like, how aggressively can I move towards you? It's
yeah. I mean, they were okay because they had like a past, and so like they knew each other better. But it was like a weird thing to watch because it was like if he didn't know her, like I don't know how that it would have been like she would have been teasing him. He'd be like, oh, okay,
It's. I mean, I guess you could find ways to be charming within that context. I don't think people were doing it. I just think it's a whole lot of like, again, you got to dress for the job you want to some degree. Or Gandhi says, you got to be the world. You got to be what you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's kind of what the media does. Is they're like, well, this is what we want it to be. So this is what we're going to tell people that it already is. Yeah. Right. I don't think people are questioning their way to fingering each other.
I'm going higher now. Is you okay with that?
Yeah. but do you know what I mean? Like it's like, what do you? It's like, can I finger you now? Okay. Like, can I, like, what, like, the vagina itself is so complex.
You don't know what to ask.
You don't even know what it's like, which, like, is there a part of your vagina that is off limits or personal to you? Are there parts of your vagina that you don't want fingered? Parts that you want fingered more? Okay. My finger is now tired. I want to switch fingers. Is that okay with you? It's not going to feel like the same finger. They're different fingers, right?
Gonna draw red lines down there, like do not go past here. Like you may enter here.
I see there's some cones right here. Is this
touch zone here?
That's, and then it's like, okay, I'm done fingering you now. I think I'm done. Regardless of whether or not you are done being fingered, I am done fingering. Can I proceed to my next logical step? That's not happening.
No.
That's not happening. But
because people are just getting more drunk than normal too. We all know that. Like alcohol sales were higher and higher.
Well, you got to get more drunk now because you got to come up with. So one of the unspoken about things about personalities and growth in youth, right, is we get in this stage where we're trying to make things true so that we can say that's who we are, right? So people, what they're trying to do now is drink so much that they forget about all these questions.
Yeah.
And they forget about this ridiculous process.
Yeah.
But they're not accountable for having to remember it because they were drunk, couldn't remember. You know what I mean? It's like we don't talk about the fact that we do that kind of shit as people.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's funny because like you watch Judge Judy,
Yeah.
and somebody will say they did something, it be like, well, I was giving her the money with by hand because she was the mother of my kids, so I thought I could trust her. And you expect me to believe that? You expect me to believe that anybody in their right mind would do that? And it's like, no, he's not in his right mind though.
Yeah.
Like, why are we acting like this guy's out there functioning in his right mind? It's like, yeah, he probably did that dumb shit. He probably did that dumb shit, So,
I saw it wasn't Cops, right? Because Cops isn't on anymore, but it was a Cops like show. And they pulled over a kid and he was all nervous and they were like, "Is this your car?" And he was like, "It's my car, but I don't have the title because it was my girlfriend's sister's brother-in-law's, and when they signed the title, they didn't give me the title." And they're like, "It was your whose?" And he's like, "My girlfriend's sister's brother-in-law." And you're like, "What is this dude talking about?" And they're like, "Are you do you have any drugs in the car?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got weed." And he's like, "Is that why you're being all nervous?" He's like, "Yeah." And so then they looked up all the title stuff, and it was exactly what he said. Yeah. And they were like, "Okay, well, make sure you go and get that title stuff figured out." Yeah. And it was just like,
dude, sorry about the weed question. I should have never asked. Didn't realize that you were a fucking redneck.
Yeah.
I apologize. You should have just said that. Listen, I'm a bottom of the hill person, so it was my
yeah.
Yeah, that would have been.
But the cop was totally cool about it once he but when he was first questioning him, he was like, "What? Why are you telling me this fucking story?"
Yeah. That would be such an honest society if a cop pulled you over and you could be like, "Before we start, I am definitely an N-word.
Yeah.
I'm going to be hostile. I'm going to come at you in ways that you feel like you don't deserve and you probably don't. Yeah. But just know that it's nothing personal."
Yeah.
That would solve so many problems, I think.
Yeah. The cops would be like, "Oh, okay, I'm not on edge. I understand.
Yeah.
We got to get through this."
Yeah. Anytime I would deal with the cops, I'd be like, "Listen, I am a know-it-all." Okay? And I'm mostly right. I don't say anything unless I'm absolutely right about it. You are going to hate this conversation.
We should just all have disclaimers.
Yeah.
You have to go in and get a personality
Redneck,
check.
N-word, know-it-all. Yeah, like
Street people.
street street. That's what most people would
Yeah.
have. Like I think most people are street people for the
Yeah.
most part. Right? It's
Karen.
yeah. I think to some degree we should all be allowed to be proud of some of what we are.
Yeah,
You
yeah, a
know?
little bit more so than like ashamed of it all, like all trying to run away from it. Like let's run towards
Yeah,
our Karens or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I am a nosy know-it-all. It's gotten me this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man. What a great society. Did we ever finish talking about these Mexican Olympians? I just keep, I keep wondering, like, was that a finished conversation?
That's gonna bring the world together, the U.S. together, right? We're all gonna
Yeah.
support them, and
That's about as far as we got in
Yeah.
the planning, right? Because
yeah,
I mean, it's got to work.
yeah.
It's got to just Mexican Ninja Warrior.
I feel like it's got to be like a little harrowing though. Like feel like sharp edges in Home Depot. Like you might get cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well, they could also be competing for their legal status in America.
oh, look at you.
It's pretty harrowing.
That is
Yeah.
American dream right there.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Man, I think now it's offensive.
Yeah, I think so. We did it.
Yep.
Now, are we done
Yep,
now?
now we're done. Now we're done. Sweet. Sweet. I love closing loops. Now, I was watching this. So there's this show on History Channel, but I've been watching it on YouTube. But it's Strongest Men in History is what it's called, where they take strong men and they have them do historical feats of strength, that allegedly somebody in the past completed.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun. I mean, it's an engaged way to like get strong men back into the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. You need, and I love knowing who the strongest men in the world are because I like to talk shit to big guys. So it's like if there is even a remote chance that I'm talking shit to one of the strongest men in the world, I want to know.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So they do some overnight stuff, and they have to stay in hotels and everything. But every single one of them has a sleep apnea machine.
Really?
Yeah, and they say that they all have them. Like all of the strong men in the world at these competitions, like they have sleep apnea machines.
Yeah. How did the strongman in history survive?
Well, I mean, back then they only lived to like 30.
So it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
Well, I mean, I'm sure those guys died a lot sooner. Those strong men. I don't think a single strong man, like past 1995, lived over 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or before, like every strong man before 1995 only lived to like 40.
Yeah, like Arnold Schwarzenegger shouldn't be alive.
He
definitely has that feel that he
yeah.
has been brought back from death multiple times because of how wealthy he is.
Yeah, yeah. He for sure has like some sort of what are those nanobots?
Yeah.
Like inside of him, keeping him alive.
Yeah.
He's got some Terminator technology inside of
Yeah.
him, keeping him alive. But yeah, it's wild. That was wild to think about.
Yeah.
Like the strongest men in the like every single one of them could be taken out with a good night of sleep. Like sleep is their nemesis. It's
Man.
like it's just like just take your fucking sleep napping machine. Like then what?
Yeah. Yeah. Like dance
Yeah.
around like a little fast person. You grab it. You can't have it back.
Yeah, it's like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're no longer the strongest man in the world. As long as I'll be like what is his name? Like Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, like just bouncing around.
Yeah, like if you can say my middle name, you can breathe again.
He's got to get it back before he falls asleep out of like exhaustion.
Man, that would be a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice. like the world's strongest man having to get his sleep apnea machine back.
That'd be a wholesome American tale.
Yeah. Goodness gracious, man. I would be the villain in that. I would do that. I'd run around the country with a sleep
Stealing
apnea
all
machine.
Do it to all the strong men. All the strong men start dying. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Oh man, they would have to join forces,
It's Sidney Stoltzkin.
and they would have because and then they would have all. It would be kind of a sci-fi movie
Yeah.
because it's like, the average person can only stay up for 6 days before they start losing their mind. But as strong, it's just
and
like
like as a strong man, what does he do when he loses his mind? He'll like start knocking down buildings, like making bad decisions,
Yeah.
because he's so tired.
yeah, he'll flip a car then die.
Yeah.
Like, they just do something destructive and die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a wild Achilles heel
Yeah.
that the strongest men in the world are walking around with.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't be comfortable with that.
No.
I
No.
need to be able to sleep without a machine. Like I can't rely on a machine.
And it's like you better be a really good strongman so that you can afford your sleep apnea machine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're, again, working fucking full time at Home Depot
To get those benefits.
and training, get the sleep apnea benefits. You probably have to like still build your own sleep apnea machine from like a discount. Like
You steal in pieces every day at Home
Yeah,
Depot
yeah.
so you can make your apnea machine work. I just need this bolt. Nobody will notice.
yeah, and probably, man, what a world.
We don't
What a
take care of our
crazy-
strongmen and Olympians.
No,
man.
we do need to take better care of our athletes.
Mhm.
Of our real. Those are our real athletes.
Mhm.
They're actually putting it on the line. These other people, these celebrity athletes, these pampered.
Yeah, like
these
our
pampered
basketball
celebrity
players and our
athletes.
football players.
Yeah, they whiners. They whine all the time.
I know.
Ugh. Meanwhile, our strong men are dying.
In their sleep.
That'd be a fun, like what are those shows called? Jerry Lewis telethon, a telethon to get money for strongmen.
Yeah.
All right, you're yawning now.
I'm sorry.
We gotta end this. We gotta end this date. This date is over.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. No, I do have to get out of here and get to this show, but damn it, I hate doing short episodes, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Also, check out our Patreon for a very fun interview about Ansley's big competition.
Yes.
It's a pretty fun thing. So, man, shout outs, since I think this is definitely going to be the episode. So we'll do our shout outs. Got double shout outs. Got the shout outs on the Patreon episode today, too.
Yeah.
All right, but we do have a
The
Patreon episode.
Yeah.
It's up this week.
Yeah.
It's
Lot
up
of
this
love.
week. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Butler, Mike Levy, Liz Bot, Doc, Kevin Stevens, Julian from Canada, Kevin Lau, Mary Jo. Oh, also Julian from Canada's wife, Meg.says.so on Instagram, and So and Tell, her podcast. And boom, Kevin Lau, Mary Jo Butterly, Nicole, Raj, Janelle, Courtney, Rick. Oh, also Tim Butterly, Kevin McGran, Chris Bruno. We talked about, how awesome you guys were. It's on the Patreon. Better fucking buy it.
Awesome.
Rick, Andrew Pace, Keith Butts, Kyle Hancock, Erica Daniels, Levi Mercer, Justin Masabi, Ezekiel Ellis, Logan, Ryan, Roger Downs, Joe, Rob, Joe Francis, and his girlfriend's company, Saved by the Reef, TJ James, Nick Cupsey, and his 2 books, Lost in the Mail and the 5 People You Meet in Wawa. This old guy still don't know who you are. Chris Bruno, Kevin McGran, said you guys twice. Graham Hoffman, Chris Tucker, Derek Towson, who's my brother who has a different last name. We'll talk about it. Sean Dowdy, Guy Patterson, Brian Bachner, and Toscani Rodriguez.
Lovely people.
Yeah, it seemed long. It was like because I did it twice.
Yeah.
Right? Goodness gracious. You're currently listening to Melissa Vile Kingdom and her cool-ass band Circadian Clock. Check them out on Spotify. Thank you so much. We love you.
Love ya.
She got you.